My name's Duddy, Settle Builds and Stuff. Epic Raid is coming up and I want to show you a little build that I've been running for quite a few weeks now. I've mixed up a lot of weapons with this build, but the combination of Spirit of Stareater and Spirit of the Apotheosis on a prismatic stroke strand warlock is absolutely nuts. This build, I have, like I said, been using it for a couple of weeks. I'm going to go over this build, what I think is very, very slept on right now. And I'll also be going over some key mods and artifact perks and some key weapons that make this build tick. So stay with me, I'll break it down. So obviously I'm on a prismatic warlock with a strand mix in there as well. The class item combination solipsism is as follows: Spirit of Apotheosis, Spirit of the Stareater. Spirit of the Stareater, once you've got 6 orbs and you supercharge, you're going to get 70% increased damage on your super when you cast it. And an Apotheosis, you're going to gain a melee and grenade regeneration every time you use your super. What I've done with this particular build is I've buffed out my super fonts, my super or my intellect with a couple of super fonts to max out my damage, plus 40 super damage. I'm also doing the same on my arms for my grenade stat. So my grenade stat is 130. That's again plus 40. So your stats are sort of a lie as long as you've got an orb of power. And then I'm also buffing up my weapon damage as well to make that round about 160. There's some absolutely key crucial things you need to run with this build. Threadling proliferation, dealing strand weapon damage, has the chance to spawn a Threadling. Defeating a strand debuff target increases his chance, but as long as you keep on target with a strand weapon, you're going to create loads of free Threadlings. The other one is pack tactics. This one's absolutely crucial. Dealing damage with Threadlings increases Threadling damage. At maximum stacks, you can stun unstoppable champions. So basically, all of your Threadlings are going to stack and do extra damage. So bearing in mind, you've got your times 6. What you want to be doing is putting your Rift down first to proc your pack tactics. Your Rift is obviously going to be Weaver's Call aspect. So that is going to start your pack tactics off. And then you throw your grenade. And that will buff out your Threadling damage from your super as well as the time 6 Stareater. And you're going to keep proccing that Threadling proliferation as well. So Rift down. Times 6 Feast of Light, get your pack tactics procced, throw your grenade, and then throw your super. Definitely start with your Weaver's Call Rift, and that will enable you to get maximum damage on your super and your grenade. Just a little key thing to do. There's various different weapons this build works with. Mint, Retrograde, Bait and Switch is really, really strong. You've also got Euphony, which is going to deal Threadlings, and you get your Spindle going. NooLvL Pace, don't sleep on this one as well. This is very, very good and it gives you a lot of super energy back. Yeartide Apex for your attrition orbs. Pair it up with something like Chaos Reshaped. You're going to get your orbs for you and your teammates as well. Things like Fidelity's Augur. The turret will bait and switch. Paired up with Mint is really, really good. You've also got things like Parasite, which is a little bit slept on as well. This is pretty good as long as you run a solo holster. You've also got things like a Tractor Cannon, which is going to buff your Threadling damage out even more, plus your teammates' damage as well. There's a various host of different things to use. Now, key thing to do with this particular build, you'll notice them orbs. This is absolutely crucial to the build. Powerful attraction. Every time you put your Rift down, i.e. your Weaver's Call, you're going to get Threadlings and pick up your orbs of power as well. So not only are you auto picking up orbs, you also started to proc your pack tactics, don't forget, which we've just talked about. So it's an absolutely crucial thing to the build. Powerful attraction, get it on. I know this isn't featured, but Heathen Vengeance is another one not to be slept on. It's pretty decent. You've got auto-loading holster on there. I'm probably going to switch this out for Demolitionist because it works better with Apotheosis, and you've got Explosive Light. You're going to be picking up orbs anyway with your Stareater, so you may as well pop on Explosive Light. But the Time Loss magazine is excellent because every time you cast your super, you're going to double the magazine for a period of time. So you can actually fire 2 rockets off instantaneously. Again, I just want to say I've used this with various different weapons. It's just trying to show you all the different weapons it does actually work with. So, for example, you're going to do everything we've just talked about. Get your Stareater times 6. You've got your pack tactics going. Fire a couple of rockets off. Switch to a mint or a NooLvL pace or something else. I'm going to go over the recommended ones, and you can just keep firing your auto-loading times 2 rocket with the time lost magazine as well. I personally think the best setup for this particular build is Finality's Auger with bait and switch. You're going to get the turret, you've got your Utard for a few attrition orbs here and there, and you just use it to proc your bait and switch on your mint retrograde. So you've got 30% on your mint retrograde, 30% on your Finality's Auger. And why I particularly like this setup the best is because it gives you quite a lot of super energy. Finality's Auger gives you loads and loads of super energy. Pair that up with your mint retrograde, and you can pretty much loop your supers. Now, bearing in mind, I'm solo here. If I'm losing a tiny bit of super before it's time needed, my teammates will also be creating orbs, don't forget, in between as well. So that's going to help, which you'll see in the clips a bit later on when I use it in actual DPS. So you've got 30% bait and switch on your mint, 30% on your augers, and you're going to get a nice top up of your super, which will enable you to keep spamming that apotheosis, and obviously your pack tactics. So basically now I'm just going to show you a couple of clips before I finish the video. Various different bosses, well, the 2 bosses in this raid, the Hobgoblin and the final boss. So you can see there I've got my Feast of Light times 6. This is where your powerful attraction really helps as well, because you've got rifts left, right, you're going to have orbs left, right and centre around you from your teammates, so you're just going to be able to auto pick them up. Absolutely crucial. You'll notice there I've spammed it, got my super out, and be able to spam my grenades. I'm currently using NooLvL pace in here because I was just trying it out. This is the thing with this video, I haven't actually fully committed to something yet. I was trying all different types of stuff in prep for the epic raid, but NooLvL pace I found very, very good as well for super damage, and it actually suspends as well, don't forget. So you're going to get them pesty wyverns, which you can suspend pretty easily with the NooLvL pace. Again, it is pretty good anyway for damage and long distance. We 99.9% of the time clear this in one phase very, very easily, except what happened in this one is my friend who was running got DC'd, so we had to do a little bit of extra damage, but we usually always one phase this boss very, very easily. And I did actually try out Euphony as well. This is really, really strong. It's not even featured yet. Euphony paired up with He's Inventions is a very, very nice combo, especially for the last boss. And again, I'm not saying this is like your absolute best loadout you could run. It's probably Finalities with Mint, but I was absolutely surprised how good Euphony felt with this build. I was able to put out over 230,000 DPS on numerous occasions. Very, very solid. We actually had 2 or 3 of us running this build, so we all hit around about 150, 160, 170 each with this particular run, because there was 3 of us running it. The time where I got the 230 is when we had a couple of people who was trying different stuff and didn't have the best DPS. But Euphony feels absolutely nuts. Really, really good. Exceptionally good for your hot swapping between your He's and Vengeance, and you're going to keep that pack tactics going. Really, really strong. But that's the video. I just want to give a quick heads up to anybody running the epic raid tonight. Good luck. I wish you all the best. I hope you have fun. I'm going to leave this dim link in the video description, but don't sleep on it. Very, very good. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.